Okay. Says I'm connected. Oh, I should have brushed my hair or combed my hair before I got on. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get through this. I have 3 different types of cards for you tonight. I call them unique cards. So when you hop on, let me know. Say hi. Oh, excuse me. Hi, Wendy. Welcome. Give it another minute or so everybody catches up with us. And we're just going to dive in right to the cards. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Give it about another 30 seconds or so. I'm always early before 8 o'clock, so I have a few people that come on right at 8. It's 8 o'clock. We're going to get started. I'm going to flip the camera down and we're going to get started. Okay. The first card I am going to show you is a pocket card. And I am using the the Terrific Toadstool stamp set. The paper is from our celebration, so it's not available. But I had a whole pack of it left, besides probably majority of the other pack. I had 2 packs. But we're going to be making this tonight. One. I'm going to show you how to do that. You will need, I am using 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score that at 5 1/2. Okay, we're going to set that aside. You will need a piece of, and this is Melon Mambo, 4 by 5 1/4, and the paper is 3 3/4 by 5, and that's going to go there. And then we're going to cut this. You'll need a piece of basic white, which is 4 by 5 1/4. That is for the inside. I have a piece of the DSP, which is 1 inch by 5 1/4. I'm going to lay that on here. Okay. And then for the tag, this is 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. I rounded the corners and I punched a little hole in because I took our white woven ribbon, okay, and took my Melon Mambo dark blends and colored my ribbon. That's going to go here, and I'm going to put that in a while. I put it in the wrong way, but that's okay. Okay. I'm going to stamp on here, and then we're going to cut that paper here before we put anything together. And on here I have You Are Magical. So let me get that one out. going to lay it on my block diagonal because when you put it on your block straight, okay, Wendy, hi Linda, welcome. When you put your words on your block like this, you tend to look at the block instead of the verbiage, and sometimes it's not straight. If you put it diagonal, you're going to look at your verbiage and not the block. Okay, so I would say 99% going to be straight. Okay, so we're going to get our melon mambo, and we're going to stamp "You Are Magical." Okay, I went ahead and stamped the grass at the bottom. That's in the stamp set. I went ahead and did our toadstool. And I did pumpkin pie because pumpkin pie's in the DSP. And I used crumb cake for the stem, and we're just going to put that like that. So we're just going to add a little there. And we're going to lay that on there. I'm going to back you out a little so I have a habit of putting my hands back here to work. And then this is just going to get glued down. I'm just going to put that there. And that is your tag. So we're going to lay that aside. I took a piece of scratch paper, basic white. It is actually 3/4 by 2 3/8. And I pop it up to say hi. And this is just, I actually laid it here and fussy cut around it, so you would just make it a 1/4 inch bigger around. And that's just going to go there. And we'll lay that aside. I'm going to put this strip on the inside. I'm putting it on the edge here, and it goes top and bottom and the side. Okay? So while I'm doing that, I'm going to put that in here a while. That way it won't get lost. Just cross your fingers. I'll be able to stay on till I am done. I've been having problems. Okay. Now I am going to bring in my trimmer. And we're going to make our pocket. What I am doing here, welcome back, Wendy. I am going to lay my Designer Series paper here, and I want to make sure the border is straight, okay? I am going to bring that in to my 2 mark, my 2-inch mark, okay? And what I'm going to do now is take and mark my 2-inch on both pieces. All right. Then I'm going to take this bottom piece and I'm going to lay the tick mark here and this point in my groove. Okay. And we're going to cut that off. Oh no, we were supposed to fold it. Let me get another piece. Hold on. That was supposed to be folded. So 4 by 5 1/4. And my blade, my scoring blade doesn't want to stay on. Alright, so let me do this tick mark here at the 2 mark. And then I'm going to lay that there and lay that in the groove. The point here and the tick mark. And we're going to score. Okay? This is what gets cut. So my tick mark's there and the point's there. So we want to cut this off. Don't throw this away. That will be, you're going to fold this over where you scored it this way. And this piece you cut off of the designer series paper will go there. And this piece will go here. Okay? So let's put that down. Okay? And then we're going to put glue on this one. And that's going to go on this part. Like so. Okay? Now, what I did on mine here, I put glue right here on the tip so it would hold it down. So I'm just going to put it right in this corner here. So it holds it down. I'm just going to hold it down till it dries or takes a hold. Okay. So now we're going to take our tear and tape and you're going to put it on this side and the bottom and the other side. You don't want anything up here. And you don't want anything in the middle because this is going to be your pocket. Going to bring in the card base. And we're going to lay that right on top. Like so. Then this popping up to say hi is going to go here at the bottom. And that's going to be on dimensionals. We'll put that there. Okay. And then your tag will go right inside there. And you don't have to have that so big. It will fit in your card, just fold it over. So, but this is your card. Your pocket card. I didn't round the corners. I think I like the corners rounded on that one. This was my first card. Okay. The second card is this one here. I did this one and I did this one. Okay. I chose, this is Splendid Autumn. And you can use either side, but you want the scene, so you want this side, okay? So I'm gonna just slide them up because I'm gonna do some cutting. Card base is basic white, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. Okay, I'm gonna lay that over there. I have typed up directions. I just didn't add the picture yet, but it's telling you what I'm using here. Yeah, this is the one I'm using. This is what I'm using now. So I'm gonna lay that there because I have to cut. All right, you're gonna take your designer series paper. Well, let's do the mats first. The mats you will need one at 1.5 and 5 1/8. So 1.5 at 4 1/8. Okay, lay that aside. The next you will need 2 at 7/8. So we're going to bring it over here 7/8, and you will need 2 of these. And you need to cut them at 3 1/8. So 3 1/8. Okay. And then you need another piece at 7/8, or you need 2 more of these at 7/8. So you need 2 of these. And you're going to cut these at 3 5/8. 3 5/8. Okay, that's all we need for them. And they go like this. That's how you're going to put them on your paper, okay, on your card front. Now this piece, you're going to cut this at 4. You're going to cut 2 inches off of it. So you want to decide where you want. You want to cut the 2 inches here, just have that part. I'm going to cut from the top. So I'm going to turn this over and cut 2 inches off. Okay? Save this because you can use it for something else. All right, so now we are going to cut 2 of them at 3/4 by 3. So 3/4. Cut one at a time though, okay? This is your shorter one. So it's 3/4. And then you're going to cut it at 3. You want your design to flow like this does, okay? How this flows across. This will get laid on this one here. So now we're going to cut, the next one would be 3 3/4, just 3/4. 3/4. And that one is 3.5. So I want to cut this way. Make sure you cut off the same part. Like if you cut off at the top, you want to keep cutting at the top. I made a mistake when I made this one and chose to cut off at the bottom, and the flowers don't line up then. The flow's not there. Okay, now the next one is 1 3/8. 1 3/8. And that one is by 4. And that should be that. I'm just going to trim it a little. That is going to be there. Okay. Next one is the 3/4 by 3.5. And that will go on this one. And then the last one is 3/4. And that one is by 3. And that one will go on this one. Okay? So let me get these pieces out of the way. Whoops, moved my light. And now we're going to glue these together and we're going to put them on our card front. Okay, so let me get my glue here and we'll get them together quick. I was going to have everything cut and explained to you, but I feel that you actually should see how it's done. This one here, I tweaked the measurements a little. Because when I made the sunflowers here, I actually went off of, I think her name is Diane, herd measurements. And when I did, it made them touch. And I like the white between it. I probably, if I wouldn't have screwed up and it would be an even flow maybe across, I might have liked it okay. But I think I like it with the white between each one. So then you're going to start laying them on your paper or on your card front. And I don't have this scored even. Let me fix it. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is put the outer ones on first. Okay. I always start with the outside most of the time when I remember to. And that is going to go right about there. I have about the same amount from on the top and the bottom. And you're going to do the same thing on this end. Okay. And then I'm going to do the next one in. The middle will get done last. And then the middle one will go in there. Like so. Now, I did not grab a greeting for this, but I have my ephemera's sayings here. And this is greetings for all, mix and match. I think I'm just going to take this little one that says just a note. And I'm just going to take a dimensional. I'm going to put it on the back. And I'm just going to put it right here in the center. Just a note. That's card number 2. Hi, Gina Marie. Welcome. Hi, Shirley. Okay, card number 2. I'll lay them all out when I am done. This is the next card. Now, this is my sample card. It's called a fan card. And this is retired paper. It is, I forget what it's called. I'm pretty sure it's retired. Iconic Celebrations. So this is what I'm going to show you tonight. You will need 8.5 by 5.5. Thanks, Gina Marie. Hi, Wendy again. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Okay. Then you need a piece of designer series paper that is 4 by 5.25. Okay. So I am gonna get my cutter, my trimmer, and you will need to cut, make a tick mark on here at the 2.5. So just put your paper on the edge here, okay, and go to 2.5 and make a tick mark. Then you're going to open it up, find your tick mark, and this point, and put that in the groove there, okay? And then you're going to cut. This one we do cut off. You're going to save this one. And then you have this. This one here, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to lay this on the groove. You're going to make a tick mark. Wait, tearing tape had my pencil. You're going to make a tick mark at the 2.5. Okay? And we're going to line the tick mark up and the point. And you're going to cut off. Okay? Don't throw this away. We're going to use it. That is going to be on here. We're going to trim that down just a little. This will go on the front. Okay? So let me just trim this down just a little. I'm going to just take an eighth off. So that it shows the white around it. Okay? And now we need a piece of white. Let me see how much this is. 1.5 by 5.5. I have 5.25. All right. Let me do this again. 1.5 by 5.5. 1.5 by 5.5. It might be 5.25. 5.25, but my paper says 5.5. So we'll see. This one, you're gonna put in the corner here, and put the corner here. Now you noticed on the card, but we want it this way, and cut. This one we're going to use. This one is for extra. Then the designer series paper is 2.25 by 4 3/4. And this one is going to go on the side here. And that's not right. All right, I messed up. Glad I have extra here. This is the piece I want. This is 1.25 by 5. And I'm going to cut this way. Sorry about that. 1.25 by 5. That will fit on here. And I'm going to cut this is 5.5. So I'm going to take the tip down to 5.25. I'm going to cut that off. So I was right the first time. I am so sorry. And then that goes like that. Okay? That's all we need. Sorry about the confusion. I should have made a couple more so I wouldn't mess up. Okay. So I'm going to glue this on the front. So you're going to put that on the front. Okay. And then we're going to glue these on. You want to make sure you get glue in the tips of these points. If you don't, they will turn up. Put that down there. Like so. And we'll put this one on. Okay. This here is going to go into the point there, and you want to make sure these points are on the side and the top. Okay. Now you don't want to put glue all the way up here. So what I did was I just took my finger and that's where I'm going to put my glue and down. And then we're going to lay that down there like so. And then that way you don't have glue up here. If you put glue up there, you won't be able to open your card. And then for this one is going to go where the points are at the top and the side. Okay? So we don't want to put glue about right there. So let's put glue down, bring up. That is our fan card. Now if you want to put something on here, let me see what I have here. I can snap on there real quick. I'm going to put happiest birthday from the Around We Go. And I am going to do it in garden green. And I am going to get my 1 3/4 inch circle. And I'm going to punch out, whoop, that ain't going to work. Punch out a white circle. And happiest birthday. And you could put that right there. Now, if you didn't want all just that plain circle, you can take, and we can, let me see what I have in here. There's stars in Round We Go. It's the stamp set I'm using. It has some stars like. And we're going to get crushed curry. And I just need something I want to stamp off of the paper. And we'll do the top. And then let's do the side too. There we go. That way it's not all white down there. Hi, Renee. Welcome. Glad you could make it. And then I'm going to just pop this up. Oh, yeah, it's 8 o'clock every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay, that is my cards for tonight. I will bring them out. This is my sample using retired paper, but that's using the Splendid. The Splendid, yeah, that one. Autumn, Splendid Autumn. This is with Splendid Autumn. And then this is with the Totally Toadstool and Retired Paper. So I hope you enjoyed the different cards. That you have here. So what do you think? I have the directions for the fan card and I have it for the Splendid Autumn. I just don't have the picture on it. So keep an eye out. Thanks, Wendy. Appreciate it. When my sister decides to come in, we are going to put our heads together and we're going to come up with card classes online where you would order for the card kit to go, and we will do videos. You will get oh, thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Gina Marie. Thanks, Wendy. Nobody ever told me I was a good instructor. Thank you. That made my day. I appreciate you coming. I sure will, Linda. Which one would you like? Both of them? This is the fan card. Let me know when you got it. Thanks, Shirley. And then this one has a front and back. I have to bring it down so you can get the whole thing. Do you have that one? And then this one. This is the same one. Okay. I would have just texted to you, Linda. All right, guys. I want to say thank you for joining me tonight. I lost my cap. Just a reminder, you get double rewards tomorrow yet, second and third. And if you're not working with a current demonstrator, I would love for you to order from me, and you get double rewards. Now, if you're not one of my customers and you don't have any rewards, you're welcome, Linda. Yet, then when you order something for the double rewards, then that will go on. You will be able to use them. Thank you. Okay, Renee, we'll see you next week. Thanks, Sue. I didn't see you pop on. Thank you. All right, guys. I want to say thank you to everybody that came on. And if you didn't already, please share my videos. I would appreciate it. And make sure you tell all your friends to come and watch me. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So I'm at 835, I think it is. So not too far away. 165 more. All right, guys. I will see you Monday at 8 o'clock right here and on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend. and hopefully stay dry. I know some of you are without power, and so, all right, guys. Thank you. I will see you back here Monday.